all this life goes
So
on.
what should you be thinking when that's going on? You know, you're rushing in traffic. You need to get the kids. You have a timeline that you actually have to meet, you know. So
Yes.
tangibly, you know, in our what should somebody be thinking? Or
Um,
what would you think in a situation like that where you're getting annoyed by traffic? You see that it's thick, it's not moving, but you need to get to the daycare, but you know, at 6 o'clock, it's down the street and it's what like 5:50. You really only have 5 minutes to get there. So what do you because we want people to, you
yes.
know how to implement the exercise, you know, and I'm listening too, you know.
I say this. I think Vishnu Lukhani said it the best. He called it blisserpin. Blisserpin.
Mhm.
So he combined the word bliss,
Mhm.
blissful, and discipline. How to
Okay.
stay in a blissful space
Mhm.
and discipline yourself to stay in that.
Okay.
And
So what would you tell yourself when
the
you're
one key
Mhm.
variable that he mentioned to stay in blisserpin is forgiveness.
Okay.
And you know, you hear like, okay, that's easy.
Mhm.
But think about it. Forgiveness is not as easy all the time,
Mhm.
especially when offenses are coming to you at a rapid pace. In the
Mhm.
example you just gave, daycare, traffic. I'm very forgiving now when I'm riding. Someone cuts me off. Oh, they're in a rush.
Mhm.
You just cut me off, Stephanie. You
Mm.
going to the daycare?
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
flying at 5 o'clock
Mhm.
traffic?
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
jumped in front of me,
Mhm.
no blinker or whatever.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm thinking to
And then you
myself,
still fighting time. So
still
tell me
fighting
what you're
time.
thinking. Tell me what you're thinking in
So
that
the
case.
thing I'm
Uh-huh.
thinking of is I
Mhm.
was like, when I see her, I was like, she's probably a mother
Okay.
rushing to go do something.
Mhm.
You know, I'm still
Mhm.
alive.
Mhm.
If I'm late, I'm late.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
I hope she gets there safely,
Okay.
and I hope her children are well,
All
and I hope
right.
she has a wonderful evening.
That's really kind because those are a lot of thoughts on that person.
That one person
Mhm.
that you go to the store, someone jumps in front of
Although you could potentially be late,
you.
those were a lot of thoughts on that person who interrupted you.
Yes,
Okay.
and guess what that allowed me to do?
Mm.
Keep my frequency clear.
Okay.
Because what happens is when you become offended in that moment, when she
Mhm.
jumps in front of you, you lower your frequency.
Okay.
When you lower your frequency, you block what's coming into you.
Mhm.
We constantly have things flowing into us.
Mhm.
This is science. I'm not making this up. It's called the law of attraction. Look into I forgot I think it's the 48 laws. There's a book that talks about all of these universal laws.
Mhm.
The law of attraction, that's the law of attraction. You constantly have things coming into you, but you engineer what comes into you. So this is why I'm careful of what I put out because
Mhm.
I know my emotions is drawing it back in. So
Mhm.
I'm engineering my stream to be positive karma, positive energy,
Mhm.
abundance flowing back into me. You can have abundance flowing back into you, but do you want a negative abundance? No.
No.
So that's why you don't put out that much negative
Right.
abundance. That's why you focus on putting out positive abundance because you're gonna get
Mhm.
back what you put out. And
Mhm.
everybody hears that and think it's all good. No, it's no.
Yeah.
You put out a lot of bad energy into this universe, it's going to give it back to you.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm consciously aware of what I put out when I think about people. I look at human
Mhm.
beings
Mhm.
and I say they're human.
Mhm.
I'm a human first.
Mhm.
There are absolute truths and there are relative truths. I deal with the absolute truths of what human beings have first. We all need air to breathe. We all need water for our bodies to be hydrated. You
Mhm.
know, we all have emotions. We all have thoughts. We are
Mhm.
humans first.
Mhm.
Relative thinking is more so with, you know, how we've been conditioned to things like religion,
Mhm.
family upbringing.
Mhm.
You know, when you bounce things or filter things to your relative thoughts.
Mhm.
Um, but when I deal with absolute thinking or absolute facts, it's easy for me to stay human. Are you
Mhm.
hungry? Are you cold? You
Mhm.
know, I stay there first. And a lot
Mhm.
of times I don't go past that. I don't want to know deeper about you
Okay.
because then when you do that, it opens yourself to be a judge.
Mhm.
You know, oh, you did this, you did that. No, I
Mhm.
stay there.
Mhm.
The first
Mhm.
thing I'm gonna do is stay focused on is like, hey, I see you were out here with no
Mhm.
shoes on. Let me
Mhm.
get you some shoes.
Mhm.
God bless you. Give you a hug and
Mhm. You don't
walk
need to
off.
know why they don't
Don't
have
take the
shoes.
shoes and keep it moving. I
Mhm.
just sold something into the universe. I
Mhm.
didn't care. I saw a human in need.
Mhm.
When you can practice day to day, then those responses
Mhm.
become perpetuated into your behavior. And now
Yeah.
your behavior starts to change. You
Mhm.
start to catch it more. you work on it, you start to get stronger at it. Like we're talking about
Mhm.
working out, the shadow work,
Mhm.
you become stronger at it.
And it's pretty much like keeping it light. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yes.
keeping things light. I want to go back to what you put out, you get back.
Mhm.
Because I believe in what you reap, you should sow. You're gonna sow,
Yes.
and so, but I believe that it's not always you. It's
Mhm.
not things don't always necessarily come back to you. It could be a loved one close to
Mhm.
you or whatever. It's going to affect you,
Mhm.
and it's usually going to be not good if you
Mhm.
did some not good. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I just want to mention that because I don't think that that's often stated.
So let's talk about the science side of that.
Mhm, mhm.
So let's talk about the physical world of what you're saying.
And if I can
Sure.
interject, the reason I want to say that is because sometimes it looks like people that are putting out bad energy or maybe they're prospering, but
Mhm.
they do bad things to people.
Mhm.
And it seems like, oh, everything is just fine for them.
Mhm.
No, they might have a mother that's at home,
Mhm.
sick, and not just because of something she did. It could just be, r- a, a reaping of something. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yes.
So I want to mention that because I don't hear that said a lot.
Right. So I'm going to tie it back in. Like you said, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, my goal is to bring layman's terms to the science side of it.
Mm-hmm.
You're bringing back in what you're sowing, and if it doesn't affect you directly, it's affecting the ones that are close to you because physically, in science, in space, in the atmosphere, these people are physically close to you.
Yes. And
That
so
vortex that
it
I'm talking about,
inadvertently
when
comes
you come
back to
home and
affect you.
correct.
Uh-huh.
When you come home and you're sitting with your children, your
Mm-hmm.
mother, your
Mm-hmm.
wife,
Mm-hmm.
you went out and just did all kind of shit to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then you
Mm-hmm.
come home and you sit at
Mm-hmm.
home
Mm-hmm.
and you good and you have 10
Mm-hmm.
racks in your pocket that you
Mm-hmm.
just hosted somebody out of.
Mm-hmm.
You have interjected your family into your physical vortex, your
Mm-hmm.
physical field,
Mm-hmm.
and everything that's coming back into you is coming back and literally and physically hitting them as well because they're close proximity.
They're in your bubble.
Collateral
Your vortex
damage.
bubble.
Yes,
Yes.
they
So
are.
not only do you have one when you let people mesh in
Yes,
your bubble,
yes,
they're affected.
yes. They're bringing. Then
Yes.
guess what happened? You're
Mm-hmm.
getting what they're putting out.
Right.
That's why I'm giving a lot of scientific meaning to a lot of
Mm-hmm.
cliches and sayings that you've heard. So be
Mm-hmm.
careful who you allow in your circle.
Mm-hmm.
This is literal.
Mm-hmm.
This is literal physical science,
That
not
can be
just a
proven.
theory.
That can be proven.
This is literal science that
Mhm.
you can attach this theory to. You're
Mhm.
physically allowing people into your physical space that are impacting you with a negative charge,
Mhm.
with electrical negative charge.
And a lot of times too, it's so simple to see the results of it when you remove yourself from them or they're removed. Then there's peace. Then you don't have,
watch this. Do you feel how your body changes?
Yes, it
you
relaxes.
feel relieved, like there's a pressure off
yes,
you. You
yes.
took yourself out of that energy,
You
that
could probably
force
sleep
field,
deeper.
that vortex.
Yes.
You took yourself out of that person's vortex. You're not feeling the pressure of their thoughts anymore. Thoughts are electrical charges. Emotions are magnetic charges. These are actual physical charges that we have in our bodies. Our brain has, like you've seen people with those little, what do you call it, images of the neurons when they put the charge on it, and how those electrical charges are going with the brain. That is real. And to the point of what you're talking about, developing new behaviors and practicing, trying it over and over again and getting better and stronger, you're creating neural pathways. The brain is the only muscle that can continue to grow. You can challenge me on this. The elasticity of the brain, meaning how it stretches, determines a person's intelligence. I'm gonna repeat it again. The elasticity of the brain determines a person's intelligence.
And so then how do they increase the elasticity? Because,
changing every thought creates a different neuronic pathway. Like what we're doing right now, your behaviors is merging different neurons in your brain to biologically create a new pathway.
Because it's almost as if you're like when you're working out, they say that you need to You don't do the same exercises all the time with the same muscles.
Correct.
You do
Change
different exercises,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. So to change that behavior, to change that thought, that reoccurring thought that you have challenges with, and you're trying to catch it every time, as you practice on it more and more, you're changing the actual elasticity and neuron pathways in your brain to now create this new behavior. So now the brain is getting conditioned to, when these thoughts come, this is what I'm going to do, as opposed to this is what I used to do. You're breaking those neuronic pathways and connections in your brain and creating new ones. This is you can prove it. You can prove it. This is pure study. This is the only muscle as we get older.
Muscle confusion. I was thinking about the term, while you were talking.
Confusion.
Okay.
But this is the only muscle as we get older that we can continue to make stronger and expand, is the brain. That is the only one. And that's why I say I want to bring this into layman's terms to give people the visual impact of practicing new thoughts. You're changing the tissue in your alignment in your neurons, which results into you having control over your emotions. And when you have control over your emotions, the word disease is actually dis-ease. That means something is not at ease in your body. That means you can remove that unease out of your body. You have to really start to open your mind to the science side of it and visualizing it. Visualization practices are true and impactful. I sit and meditate and visualize my life, what I want to look like, who I want in my life, what I want to have accomplished. And what I found out is, Stephanie, as I get older, that I'm simple to please. And the things that I value the most and the things that I want to see the most is to be able to provide for my loved ones. And not just provide simple necessities. You're very successful. You don't need anything from me. But I still want to be able to come cook, sit around, give you a very wonderful quality experience in the time in your now. That is what I want to do for my nieces and nephews. I don't have any children, but a loved one. I'm a single guy now, but this is something that I have realized about myself. I don't want this stuff for me. And so now all this stuff that you think you want, all these physical tangibles, the house, the car, I don't even, it's not something I aspire, because I've had houses, I've had cars. Why do I want this elevated lifestyle? I want it now. So what makes me happy is to see the people around me that I love so dearly happy. That's what makes me happy. When I leave here, I can literally go sit back in my house and do nothing and entertain myself, play a few of my phone games and entertain myself, and that's it. I'm simple. But when it comes to you, and I think, okay, what am I going to wake up? What's going to make me happy today? Let me call Stephanie. What you doing? Let's do. That's what makes me happy.
And should we tell the people that we're related?
Yeah.
We're related.
Yeah, this is my sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and she's also my friend. So, having family as a friend is a jewel in life. Let me tell y'all, to have a family member that's also your friend is one of those valuable jewels in life. I cannot express that even, because there are people that have family and are obligating themselves to that family, to that circle of people who are naysayers, who don't want to see you grow, who want to keep you feeling like you're weird. They are unfortunately caught in a situation where they feel like they're obligated to their family. Yeah. I have to do this. You're my family. So I have to stay in this negative space of non-subscribers. They don't understand it. But, I'll say this, what Dick Gregory said it the best. He says, man, when the universe puts those goggles on your eyes and puts those glasses on your eyes and you see the world completely different, he says that you can't unsee it. And then on top of that, you can't put the glasses on other people and expect them to see it. And that really impacted me, because I see so many things that I know people don't see. Like I told you, I observe things from a science level. I am science first. I'm always observing things from an elevated place. So I look at the why. and the what, not
Mhm.
just a reaction. That's lizard brain.
Mhm.
Lizard brain means you just react to things. Lizard, that's like you have no control. I'm just a
Mhm.
lizard. I hate to say it, but I hear a lot of I
Mhm.
guess I used to be like that too, though, before I conditioned myself to unthink like that. But
Mhm.
a woman bring me something, I'm a man, I'm going to do that. I'm a
Mhm.
man, I'm supposed to do, that's lizard brain. That's just
Mhm.
reaction.
Mhm.
But when you move from an elevated conscience and you always, like you said, my practice is to evaluate things from the elevated space and look at the science behind it.
Mhm.
And that has helped me so much.
Mhm.
Like, was that really meant for me? No, that person's just going through something. So guess what? I'm gonna let them make it, and I send them positive light and energy and keep going. That
Mhm.
has allowed me to stay so clear. I've had so many beautiful, wonderful things happen in my life and come back to me because I was able to keep my frequency high. I'm going to say this to the audience: do not block what's coming into you by vibrating low,
That's good.
because that is what you are doing. You are blocking all of these wonderful things that are, and the thing about it is they're sitting in your vortex. That's why I say I don't ask for things. I already know they're there. I
Mhm.
just wait for them to reveal themselves.
Mhm.
Like, if you're manifesting, you already have these things. I know I already have the beautiful this and that. This
Mhm.
It's just manifesting itself.
Mhm.
So I say that to say, don't block, a cliche, don't block your blessings. You
Mhm.
better vibrate high. Always move in love and gratitude. Those are scientifically proven. When people have been studied and they're having these thoughts and comments of something they're thankful for, their
Mhm.
frequency is high.
Mhm.
It's the different forms of brain waves, the theta, the alpha, and the delta. I'll
Mhm.
leave you with that. We'll get
Mhm.
into more episodes. We'll unpack those even more. But those are the different kinds of ways that the brain sends out: the theta, the alpha, and the delta. And you are in different phases and different. When you're delta, you're fully awake. But that the alpha is like coming out of sleep,
Mhm.
and you're kind of groggy. You can create a lot of visualization practices during that time. And so there's so many things. I learned that from Vishen Lukhani. You
Mhm.
guys check him out, Vishen Lukhani. He's a wonderful teacher with these practices, and he's not some, I guess, he's not some far out person.
Mhm.
He's just taking scientific. He
Mhm.
was a computer engineer,
Mhm.
so he relearned. He learned how to re-engineer himself. That's his
Mm.
story, and now he's applying it to human behavior
Mhm.
because it overlaps.
Yeah.
And it's just a wonderful experience to be aware of how to scientifically change yourself
Mhm.
instead of just, people just do things and don't know why they're doing it.
Mhm.
I'm dieting because they said this is how you lose weight, but you don't know how you
Mhm.
dieted.
Mm.
Or I'm working out because I'm exercising because they say this is how you lose weight, but you're working out wrong. You have no form. Like,
Mhm.
you're not going to lose weight doing that.
Mhm.
So people just do things and not know why they're doing it.
Mhm.
So like I said, on this podcast, we want to continue to bring things to people in layman's terms to teach them how to apply them in practical ways
Right.
and practices, so they can, deal with those challenges from day to day, second to second. Because, like I say, it's macro and micro. You got an
Mhm.
overall big problem in your life, but you got those day to day, hour to hour issues that are popping up.
Right.
And
Right.
it's easily said than done. But when they're on
Mhm.
rapid fire coming at you, and you like,
Yes.
and you're not gonna always be successful. You're gonna have some off days, but the bounce back
It
is
should
what's
be
important.
shorter.
Uh-huh. That's
Uh-huh.
what starts to happen.
Mhm.
You start to
Mhm.
improve and bounce back further and
Wow.
further.
Yeah. So we hope that
Yeah. Oh no, this is a
that
great.
that will have you continue to tune in with us, because we are going to be I want to say that I think you're pretty good at, monitoring yourself. And I
Thank
and
you.
I can say that because we've been around each other for some years. We've talked, extensively. We still do.
Mhm.
And I do see that there's been growth. You weren't bad. Okay. I don't want to put that out there.
Oh
You
no,
weren't
I ain't listen.
bad. You
No,
were
no.
always pretty
That boy was
cool.
for the
You were
streets.
always pretty cool, in my eyes. But I can just see that what you've practiced, you really have been doing that, and it's been making a difference. Even when I talk to you about some things, you'll kind of like redirect me. And so we want to work on I'm not saying you, but because you're already doing it, but just me and possibly people out there that are listening to us in the audience, when we feel these impulses to react to things, we kind of want to tune in, reel ourselves in, and just think about some of the things that Arthur brought forth.
And thank you,
Mhm.
Stephanie.
You're welcome.
And like I said, like as we continue to explore different topics,
Mhm.
overall, we just want to wrap this up in saying that we just want to kind of explain of what I am now and what we plan on bringing, what the
Mhm.
name meant. And like it's like Stephanie mentioned, we're gonna hit on all kind of topics.
Mhm.
We have a basket full of goodies for you guys, from relationships to religion,
Mhm.
like I said, health. It's gonna, it's gonna be some funny moments.
Mhm.
Um, I've just gotten to the place I want to say thank you, Stephanie.
Mhm.
Stephanie has brought me out of this particular into this particular medium and avenue. I didn't want to do it, but after several conversations with her, she was like, you need to share. And
Yes,
so I can really say thank you, to think that you so highly of me that you
I
think I'm this
do.
smart guy or
I
whatever.
do. I think you're one of the most brilliant minds that I've been around.
Oh,
I
wow.
do. I tell you
Wow.
stuff like this. Come
Thank
on
you.
now.
Wow. No, I
Mhm.
don't think you ever said that
Mhm.
one, but thank you
Mhm.
so much.
Mhm.
You really made me realize that I won't be here forever. And what can I leave, something to people? I love people.
Mhm.
That's one thing I've
Mhm.
learned. I really love people. And it really makes my day when I see people living a great quality, healthy life.
Mhm.
And and like I said, if I can tap into a soul.
Mhm.
At this point, I don't even care how I look to a certain degree. I know that we were recording and we're putting this out here, but at the core of me is just I want to just sow positive energy. So even in closing, I
Mhm.
want to sow it. I wish everybody out here who's listening at the sound of my voice, I almost sound like a pastor, but at the sound of my voice and the frequency that I'm using, I'm sending everyone positive energy, light. I'm sending them clarity. I'm sending them healing. I'm sending them peace. I'm sending them direction. I'm sending them motivation. And I mean that from the core of my being.
You do. I can vouch you
I
do.
really
He
do. So
does. He
that's
does.
enough for me. She lets me
Mm.
run my mouth. She'll call
Mhm.
me up. We'll be on the phone talking for an hour or two, and sometimes even more.
Mhm.
And but I'm glad I got the opportunity to come in here and share with you guys. And I really look forward to touching bases with you more, bringing you guys more. I'm so excited about the I am now.
Yes,
Let's get it.
great, 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 great. So this has been a wonderful opportunity for us to come here and have you decide that you would give us the time to hear what we have to say. So we don't take it lightly, and we hope that in the future you're going to remain with us and we can all grow together. And everybody remember to stay positive, and we're going to be looking at our behaviors, and we're going to be trying to make quick turnarounds on
Absolutely.
having more positive energy and not holding on to negative energy.
Absolutely. Well, with that being said, you guys take care. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.